well to know who I am. And I knew that I wanted to become a preacher, and I knew that I also want to become an impactful speaker who will be transforming lives of people. And that's when I was passionate about it, and I started pursuing it after I got an opportunity. The earlier you discover yourself, the better. If you're in Form 4 right now, and you don't know what you want to become, you are too late. You need to start working out to make sure you know what you want to become. Now, I want to give you a minute. Can you look at your neighbor and have a discussion of like 50 seconds and ask them, where is your passion? What is your passion? The other thing that I want to say is that you should not be in school. Listen, you should not be in school and you don't have a vision. Yani, you cannot be in school, in fact not only in school, but in high school. This one is called, yeah? No, this is an high school, it's true. It's an high school. Because it's an higher institution of learning, of course. So you are in a high school. You should not be in high school, and yet you don't have a vision. Because you can, and that is what motivates you. A vision motivates you to study. If you see people who don't want, every time they are waiting for time to go home, they don't want to stay. They are visionless. They don't have vision. If you have a vision, you know that the best way to help you to reach out to your vision is through academics. Is that not so? You have a vision to become a pilot. Pilot is a friend of a book. Pilot is not a friend of food. Yes. Pilot is not a friend of food. He's not a friend of sleeping. You know, you are always sleeping. And you want to become a pilot and say, when I grow up, and you're already grown up. Now, you know, at this age, I hope you're getting me, and listen to me keenly. Some things that I'm talking to you, they are rare, but let me tell you, if you are visionless, you have no future. Yes. It is the Bible that says, where there is no vision, people perish. So that means that if you have no vision, now you need to start thinking about it. Work on it, and this is the way you do. Have your own time. Not every time you should spend with people. Girls love mushene. You know, there is no time for that. Separate yourself some time and have your own time. Think about your life. Think about where you want to be in the next 10 years. You understand me? Yes. Think about where you want to be in the next 10 years. And then from there now start working out to be there. And write down your vision. Write down your vision. Then now this is very important after you write all your vision. These are some of the things that can really hinder you to achieve your vision in life. And number one, of course we know, number one, the biggest thing that is really eating up people is friends. Unaweza kuwa na marafiki fulani na wakufanya usiwahi timiza maono yako. You know, sometimes when you are in high school, life inakaga kama ni a group. But very soon when you leave Form 4, that's when you discover it is not our life, it is my life. So, right now, any group that is not building you positively, left that group now. Is it a WhatsApp term? left. Leave that. Leave it. Disconnect with people who are killing your vision. People who are encouraging you to do bad things. Disconnect with them. Wale warui wa shule, ujue hawana vision, wewe uko na vision, disconnect na wao. Wakikaa kwa kakona fulani usikae huko, wewe amisha kiti yako ukae mahali pengine. Let them know that you are not their friends. You can be a schoolmate, but that doesn't make us friends. We can be classmates, but that doesn't make us friends. We can even be age mates, but that does not make us friends. Choose your friends wisely. A company of foolish people have no vision. You sit down with people speaking foolish things. Boy wako, hiyo ndio mastori wako, you know. Ukimaliza twende party after party. Those are wicked people. Such people should not be your friends. And then number 2 is drugs. Wale watu mnakunywa pombe na mko hapa, unajua ya kwamba and I can imagine a girl smoking. You know how it looks so bad. Yaani unakutana na msichana ati anavuta bangi, anavuta sigara, anakaa kama vampire. You know? So bad. Yeah? Drugs. You are in smoking. Wengine wanakula meuka wakiwa nyumbani, wengine ni pombe. Msichana anakunywa pombe. Yeah? You can imagine. I was told that I was given a story of some girls about walikuwa wanakunywa, I think it was a mid school. Wanakunywa pombe, wanaletewa na the scholars wanaletewa. And you know, you grow with that habit. And the time that you reach somewhere now, you are addicted. That's when you will know life is not a joke. You get pregnant and you are still a smoker. You give birth to a smoker. A child is not smoker. Unazaa mwenye ako na kifafa juu ya vile ulivuta sigara ukiwa na mimba yake. And you realize you are addicted. Unafika mahali na wengine wenu hata hizo vitu you are introduced by some friends. And they are the ones who introduce you to it. They are the ones who introduce you to smoking, who introduce you to hard drugs, who introduce you to those things. And you know, when you are taking them in the name of you want to be high. You are already in high school and you are not high. If you have not been high when you are in high school, then you cannot be high anywhere else, my friend. You don't need drugs to be high. No, that's a deception. Did you know that anytime somebody takes alcohol or any other kind of drug, it's a deception even to themselves. Hata wengine wasi wanatembeaga wanaanza kuruka mahali hakuna shimo lakini wanaona shimo. But yeye kulingana, I heard of a guy mwenye alismoke anaenda akinama hivi anasema, anaulizwa shida gani, anasema kaya muone mawingu leo iko chini. Let me tell you, please, dear guys, please, I am begging you in the name of God. If you are here and you are used in taking those things that I've mentioned, the hard drugs, issues of smoking, and issues of drinking alcohol, and abusing all those things, I want to tell you, please, stop it from today. Number 1, it will make you not achieve your destiny, achieve your goals. You will never go to your vision. And number 2, it is unhealthy for you. It is very unhealthy. And number 3 thing that I will mention, number 1 I said friends, number 2 I said drug and substance, and number 3, which is the last one, which I will mention, is sex. Sex is sweet, but it's dangerous. Very sweet. And let me advise you, because I know some of you love sex and you think that you cannot live without sex. And that's why even some of you have boyfriends. At this age, it's not bad to have a boy with your friend, but it's bad to have a boy whom you are having sexual affairs with you. That means that at this age, you are still young. Of course, you have the capacity to give birth. I agree with you. And that maybe can remove you from the guys who we call babies. Yeah? But let me tell you, sometimes when people hear sex, they are excited. But I can tell you the truth. If you knew the expenses of sex, you cannot dare sleep with a man who is not your husband. You know, there is a guy who told me they were employed in that institution to be sleeping with the girls, and when they sleep with a girl, immediately she becomes a devil worshipper. She joins automatically their team, which is an occultic team. They were paid 21,000 in a month, and they were students. So it's a boy sleeps with a girl, and immediately they sleep together. That girl automatically becomes a member of that team. I remember a boy who told me that the ex-girlfriend, after leaving, after they disconnected, one day the ex-girlfriend calls and says, you know, there is an accident that is about to happen where you are, because he was on board. He was in a boat, and then this guy says, this guy asked the girl, how did you know where I am? And said, the moment we slept together, we became one. Everywhere you go, I am with you. You know, let me tell you, the dangers of sex is that anytime you sleep with a man, or anytime you sleep with anybody, you become one thing. And those people can really control you. That's why it is not easy to say no to sex to somebody that you have never slept with. And again also, that's why you see when people even disconnect, they can still come back. You hear somebody say, I don't want anything to do with my ex. I don't want anything. Then, after midnight, you see a message, hi. And you're like, should I reply to them? Unblock for 2 hours, then unblock. Because there is something. When you sleep with a man, you become one with that man. And ole wako wewe unaenda tu ukiwa umeteremsha skirt everywhere. Hapo unaenda kwa nani, mnalala na wanafunzi, mnalala na wazee, mnalala na all the things that you are doing, they seem to be sweet. But let me tell you, the danger is dangerous. You know, when you are enjoying, you feel good. It seems to be so good. But you don't know the consequences. Of course, you people know that one of the dangers of sex is that you can get pregnant. And because you know that you can get pregnant, what you have done, you end up taking some pills. And you decide, I am not going to be pregnant. In case the condoms, the contraceptives are not available, you know what to do. You go for the appeal, and you make sure, in case you are suspecting you're pregnant, it flashes out. And when we ask how many virgins do we have, you lift up your hand because you know that you don't have a kid. But the truth is that you are not. And then one day you get married. You flashed like, I've heard of girls who have aborted and they are in high school. You have aborted like 2 times or 3 times. And then you get to somewhere, you are married now. And you started sex in your early age, you have even aborted. Then you realize that you cannot get a kid. And when the doctors look at it, they say, your uterus is wasted. Just because of some pills that you used to, you have flashed this one, you have flashed this baby, 3 of them, or even 2 of them, or even 1 of them. Because our bodies are really different. Some of you think, oh, it's normal. Let me use the condoms and what? And you use them thinking that you are protected, it's okay. But one thing that you forget is that there is nothing you will ever plant that will not reap. Anytime you sow, what do you expect? You are expecting for an harvest. And then you guys, you are not even prepared to become a mother. Or are you prepared to become a mother now? No. Don't you? And you see, when you have a vision, you cannot do some things. You cannot practice sex before marriage when you have a vision. In fact, you will be like Joseph. What Joseph did when Potiphar's wife was saying, please, Joseph, sleep with me. Please, I beg you. I think even she was kneeling and said, please, please. Huh? Hiyo nataka hiyo mali ni safi najua. You know, Shetani anajua mali safi. And Joseph decided, he said, I better leave the court. And I do what? I run. And that's why I usually tell ladies, when somebody tells you, please, let's live together. You don't even negotiate. You don't say you say she people on your way running. Running. You don't stand there. Yeah? Some of you, jamaa anakuambia ati tufanye sex, hiyo amekushika anasema hebu anza nione kama hizi zimeiva ni maembe. Unatoka. Anasema acha tuone kama ni. Hapo na wewe unaanza kuchora chini. Sema acha. Let me tell you, if you are saying no, say no with capital letters. Shout it. No. Is that okay? Yes. Let me say this. I'm finishing now. Any man on earth who loves you, they cannot sleep with you when you are a student. Yes. They can't sleep with you. Anybody who hears saying, wacha tufanye twende pale dakika tano, unajua huyo ni msherati, ni mukora. Don't follow that man. They don't love you. What they are after is your body, is not you. They don't love you. And that's why we call it sexual immorality. I have addressed all those things here. And I know that there are girls who don't do sex but they masturbate. Yes. Because tumeenda shule zingine za village, nasikia kuna wasichana ati wanatumia mandizi kujifurahisha. Some days ago, a girl called me. Msichana tu mdogo alinipigia simu. And she said, in her school, there are girls who are practicing masturbation. And she even mentioned about when wanafunza mtu vile si lazima utafute mwanaume unaweza jishughulikia mwenyewe. And you know those things are happening, and I know there is somebody who is listening to me and they are saying that's me. Kuna mtu anasema hapo anajiambia anasema huyo mwenye anasema wasi. You know? Now, and this girl told me that in their school again, there are girls who are recruiting other girls in lesbianism. Whereby a girl sleeps with another girl for pleasure. They enjoy themselves. Let me tell you, dear sister, stop foolishness. What ujinga? God created Adam and Eve, not Eve and Stacy. Listen to me. However you might want to approve yourself, sex is for a man and a woman, a husband and a wife. So don't usitulete my feelings. Let me tell you, the truth is that if you are struggling, because of course I know there are people who got, I know because I've heard many stories. There are people who got into lesbianism because of hatred. They hated men. Maybe because of what happened. Maybe because of what happened when they were growing up. Maybe some of them, they have hated men because of their father. Others were raped, I know. And that is a ground, it's okay. But it happened Let me tell you, if you hear stories of people, maybe yours is better. Maybe yours is better. Everybody has a legal ground to live a bad life. Tukianza kupeana ma excuse ya kwa nini tunafanyaga vitu, tunaweza kukupatia hadi hata usikie kuna sense. Kabisa, mtu anakuambia mimi na kunyonga pombe juu ya hii na hii. Mimi nafanyanga ukahaba juu ya hii na hii na hii. Mimi wakati nitoka kwetu nikiwa 17 years, si nilikuwa na option ya kwenda kuwa kahaba town. Si kuna wanaume makahaba. That is true. Si nilikuwa na option ya kutafuta mama mzee. Ama kwani sikuwa na option? Si nilikuwa na option. Did I have an option? Yes, but what did I decide? I said no. I believe in God and I know that God is able to help me. I don't need a sponsor. I don't need to corrupt myself so that I may get money. No. I don't need to do prostitution so that I may get money. God is able to make a way for me. And that is what I lived for. Some of you, the reason why you are in that lesbianism is because of some things that happened to you. Let me tell you and take you through this process. If you want your life to change, number one, let that pain go. Forgive those people. Forgive anybody who has offended you. Wacha nikwambie, offense inaweza kukua haraka before your time. Offense. You know people who carry offense hivi wanaendelea wakigongwa na mawe kwa barabara. Hata honi because of offenses zenye amebeba kwa moyo. Let me tell you, if you are raped, because I know those things might have happened. If you are molested, there are things that happened to you. Maybe ulishikwa by force, ukafanywa vitu, maybe uliona vile baba yako alitesa mama yako ukigrow, ukaamua mimi mambo ya wanaume hawafananagi. I have a very good heart. I am not like them. And we have others. And I believe if I have such an heart, we still have others. Sindio? Yes. Kwa hiyo usifananishe watu ati unasema mimi sitaki mambo ya wanaume. Hapana. Usifananishe watu. Because hata pia kuna wanaume pia walikuwa offended na wasichana. Walifananisha wasichana wote. No. Let that bitterness go. I have passed through, if I tell you my life, I have passed through hard stuff. But I have refused in my life to be bitter. Bitterness ndio inafanya watu wana commit suicide mapema. Ndio inafanya watu wanataka kujinyonga. Ndio inafanya cause a lot of things. I am urging you, my dear sisters, please. Let it go. Hebu angalia jirani yako mwambie, if you have bitterness. If you have bitterness. Pain. Pain. Let it go. Let it go. I think mwalimu you will bear me witness. Kuna wanafunzi pia wakijaribu kushtuliwa na mwalimu huwa wanakasirika. Kwa sababu kule umetoka nyumbani mama yako amezoea kuwa mkali sana na kusomea. So ukisikia mwanamke anakusomea, unamwangalia unamkompea na your mother. Because uko na bitterness na your mother. Let it go. Let it go. Release that pain you so maybe so. May God help you. I think I don't have much time, but nimekuzia vitu zenye nilijua mnazihitaji. I want you to be serious with life. Be serious with life. Now, if you have an addiction, number one, admit that you have a problem. Admit that you have a problem. Admit that you have a problem. What admit that you have a problem? And number two, if you have an addiction, you are speaking of drugs, you are speaking of sexual addiction, and any other kind of an addiction. Number two is that be ready and be willing to open up. Because if you don't open up to somebody, then what will happen? As long as you are hiding that thing, it will still bite you. And number three is that be intentional about changing. Change is from internal. It's from internal. From within. Sindio? Siwezi kukubadilisha hata nikitaka. Kuna watu hapa hata ukiongea hawasikii. Kwanza hata wengine wako hapa hata si ndio waliimba wimbo wakasema sisikii. Na si ati asikizi lakini asikii. Anasikiza but hasikii. So you must be so intentional about changing. And then the last thing is that you must also decide anything that is making that addiction or starting that addiction must end. Unaonaga pornography, juu nisikia wasichana huku wanaonaga pornography. Hata wengine wanaangalia mtu anasema shindo shetani na bado wanaona. The last thing that you should do, kitu cha mwisho ni kwamba you must recognize that you can do nothing without God. You must recognize that you can do nothing without God. Mwambie mwingine, you can do nothing without God.
You can do nothing without God.
You are nothing without God.
You are nothing without God.
And you are going nowhere without God.
And you are going nowhere without God.
Okay, let me make a prayer for you. See you this hour.
Yes.